So they're on your Instagram following you to see if you're reselling products. Is that true?
Yes, that's how I got banned. I'm banned actually from Hermes. I can't believe it made national news. It's because it was a huge heist.
Did they climb those walls? They climbed like mirrors?
They were Spider-Man. Pre-owned is the future.
What's going on, guys? Today we're here outside of Lux Du Jour. We're gonna be diving into the luxury resale game. We're gonna be going into profit margin potentials, your ability to sell. Joining us is the owner of Lux Du Jour, the amazing Tammy Fan. Because on this channel, we're helping you build brands from the ground up, so why not learn it from somebody that started it from their basement? You started this out of a basement.
And I was every moving part.
We're gonna be learning the entire story and tips and tricks that you can apply to your brand as well. So let's get it. Wow, this is a really cool office that you got.
This is only like 20 of the bags out of the 3,000 that we have in stock.
You guys got 3,000 in stock?
Over 3,000 bags.
That bag right there looks like somebody made it out of bamboo.
This is a $50,000 Hermes Mini Picnic Kelly.
All right, we are officially here with the one and only Tammy Fan. Got it right. Got it right for the interview.
Not that hard.
And right now I want to touch a little bit on the journey of your entrepreneurship.
Yeah, how it all started was a passion for luxury. Wanting something tangible, something that you're not normally surrounded with growing up poor. You really couldn't get that luxury mansion yet. You can't get the luxury car yet. So what was the next best thing? Maybe a luxury handbag. I would have never guessed that one of my passions, which was that designer handbag, would have turned into more passion of understanding the resale value of certain bags and made money off of it.
You never thought this would be a real big business. Like, at the time, what were you working on? Like, what was your career path?
I was a banker. I was a teller at TD Bank, actually. I was doing mortgage sales or mortgage broker, and I accumulated a collection of designer bags because I loved them so much. And then eventually, due to just some family problems, like family needed money, I had to go sell some of them. This was 10 years ago. The only place at that time in Canada where I'm originally from was Kijiji or eBay, and I was getting a lot of scams on there. It was not the best place to sell a $5,000 or $3,000 handbag. You would get offers for like $500. Or meet me in an alley at 8 p.m. So then I went to my local consignment shops and tried to sell my designer bags there, but they were taking 40 to 50% commission. So I was like, I'm not about to lose 40 to 50%. So instead, on Instagram, I was like, hey, this is a free platform. So I just started listing these bags, and I put the description, I put detailed photos, and I started building up a community on Instagram, and somehow sold me and my best friends and my friends' collections through Instagram. And I told myself, I'm not going to take crazy commissions like those consignment stores because I had no overhead. I was already making 5 figures a month selling bags because so many of my followers wanted me to list their bags on our Instagram page.
Through Instagram was your original outlet for this idea, for this business. And it was like, it's not like you were like, you know what, let me go throw up a website right now and see if I could build a business around it. You literally just built an Instagram page around luxury handbags. I think sometimes entrepreneurs overthink the starting phases. They want to have everything like perfectly lined up, right? Where you already knew that, hey, let's test the demand, right? Tammy went from a 9-to-5 to now running a business that grossed over $30 million last year. This is an awesome office, by the way. You got an incredible setup here. This is obviously the showroom. You got the office area, which we're here on the weekend, so obviously there's nobody here. But you have a full staff of people that are supporting this operation.
Yeah, so a lot of people are normally just working this line down here. These are the new arrivals that are being photographed, uploaded online, and only until then it gets tagged, authenticated, photographed live on the website, it goes into inventory room.
Wow. You started this out of a basement.
And I was every moving part. I was over here.
Tell us a little bit more about the resale market. So for those people watching that don't really understand what it is that this market is about, why do people buy a resaled bag? Like, why wouldn't they just buy a new bag from Hermes directly from the retailer?
So many reasons, and I talk about this so much on the content I make on Instagram. I used to be buying brand new all the time until I saw how much of a better investment it was for me to buy pre-owned, especially me knowing what to look out for when it comes to authentic. You obviously don't want to be stuck with accidentally buying a fake One, you buy pre-owned because you want to save hundreds or thousands of dollars off retail price. Before building my dream closet, I had like a collection of 50 high-end designer bags at one point. I could buy 3 pre-owned, lightly used, excellent condition bags for the same price of one brand new one. The second reason is why you want to buy pre-owned is because you can't get those bags in the boutiques anymore. There are limited edition and vintage pieces from seasons ago that I loved way more than the ones that are currently being sold. You can't get that in the boutiques. The third is that you want to skip the wait list. You want to skip the profile building. You want to skip the pre-spend. You want to skip the whole kissing your sales associate's ass begging for the bag you're trying to get. I've gotten offered the quota bags, but I knew how much I had to spend and how long I had to wait in order to get offered a bag.
What Tammy just mentioned is exactly why the resale market thrives. You see, some of these bags simply can't be purchased anywhere else. And for the ones that can be bought directly from the brand, well, you're not just walking in and gonna buy it. We're talking about Hermes requiring customers to spend 3 to 4 times the value on the bag on other products before you qualify for that purchase. That kind of exclusivity is what drives people straight to the resale market.
We just sold the Himalayan Birkin. So we sold it to a CEO of a Mexican cheese company, and he bought 3 Himalayan Birkins, 1 from us and 2 from other companies. It was $130,000, and he bought 3 of them.
It's not really about the niceness, it's really about the exclusivity, right? So how many of those are on the market?
So you'll probably only find maybe 10 in the market on resale right now. It's not an easy bag to come across.
So let's understand a little bit about the flipping game and the reselling game. So when somebody buys a bag, what makes it worth more, and how do you determine if it's going to be a bag that you should buy and resell?
I'll give you an example. There's a love-hate relationship for boutiques and these luxury brands constantly increasing their prices in the boutiques. For those that are collectors, you should love that. The reason why is because that means your stock market of bags in your closet right now just went up. Let's say you buy a pre-owned and excellent condition classic flap on the resale market. You find it for $6,000, which is typically what they resell for. But in the boutiques, brand new is $11,000. Technically, your hedge difference is already $5,000, right? So you buy it for $6,000, you could actually flip it and sell it to someone else that's willing to pay $7,000 for it because it's still cheaper than the boutiques. That $6,000 bag you bought, pre-owned, the value keeps going up. Eventually, that's how I found out about the resale game, because I bought a brand new Chanel classic flap. This was 8 years ago in the boutiques, and at that time it was only like $4,000 or $5,000. 4 years later, I wanted to go resell it. I was so surprised I could sell it for hundreds of dollars more than what I paid for it. I had to wait the long game, because remember, I had that bag for 4 years. But people can play the short game, which is now, is finding that bag, pre-owned, excellent condition on the resale market, and you can make that flip immediately. That's what a lot of our clients are doing right now. We see clients actively buying bags, selling it back to us, and we're like, hey, wait, didn't you just buy this from us? And they're selling it back for higher because they used it for a few years and then they sell it back, or they bought it from us at an amazing price and sell it to someone else that's willing to pay $1,000 more. A lot of new consignment and luxury resale sellers are popping up in the market today. Pre-owned is the future.
The future of luxury isn't just new, it's pre-loved. A Birkin, a Kelly, all selling for hundreds of thousands on the secondhand market. The global resale market has hit $535 billion, growing 3 times faster than traditional retail. And by 2030, it's expected to reach $850 billion. You see, this isn't a trend, it's a whole industry transforming. So obviously you started it from the ground up with literally working at a bank, saving up for your first bag. But at each level, I feel that there's something that can be learned, or something that you learned, right? So from getting out of your basement to getting your first location, what was that big shift in your mind that had to happen for you to really dive in from going on Instagram to going to your full site in your own store?
I think a really big pivotal part I just learned recently in the last few months here is sometimes you don't need a fancy technology to do what you want to do. I invested over $1.5 million into my custom platform, my app. I pretty much rebuilt like a Shopify just for Lux Du Jour, because that's our supply chain, and it would have been ongoing. It was a 4-year project. And now I'm scrapping all that and I'm migrating to Shopify.
What Tammy built from scratch is impressive, but the reality is Shopify already powers billion-dollar brands and is designed to help anyone grow without massive developer costs.
I modeled it out. Migrating to Shopify is going to save me, bottom line, $1 million a year.
But a great store still needs a great domain, and that's where today's sponsor, .store, comes in. You see, .store isn't just a domain, it's a signal. The moment somebody sees it, they know your site is a place to buy, and the data backs this up. The .store domain gets 87% more traffic and ranks twice as high on Google, and over 1.5 million sellers are currently using it, including Mr. Beast, Cristiano Ronaldo, Rihanna, Emirates, and many other top brands. And here's the wildest part. We recently wanted to purchase a premium domain, and we're being charged $500,000 for it, but we were able to secure one for just 99 cents through .store. And right now you can do the same by using the links in the description down below. And the beauty about .store is that it also unlocks Elevate.store, which is a free toolkit that gives you everything you're gonna need to start and grow. Your domain is your brand's first impression. And speaking of reputation, how do you protect it in the resale market? So a big part of this is also obviously in your reputation, right? Reputation of not selling a dupe or a fake. So how do you protect yourself from that? Because I do see stores are now selling more dupe products.
So there's 3 steps. So one, of course, is the in-house inspection that you have to feel, smell, and touch the item before it goes under this device. So this is a microscope. This is called entropy. So you can see one just came back, is authentic. Oh. And you scan this on every bag, and it scans at a microscopic level. It uses AI. It also is another step to it. And then the third step is to submit the photos to a third-party professional that specializes in that brand.
Do you guys sometimes get stuff that isn't real?
Oh, we get a lot of counterfeits.
Really? Do people like get surprised that it's a counterfeit? Or?
Some do. We had this one client, this girl, poor girl. She's just like, when we told her her bag was fake, she's like, no, can't be. My ex-boyfriend bought me all these. Oh, well, your ex-boyfriend bought you fake bags. There are immediate clues that could tell an item is fake, that it doesn't need to go through the process. It'll be stopped at that process.
Really? So you guys got like a sniffing dog or something?
There's bags that smell like chemicals. There's bags that we know it does not smell like leather. And then there's feels, because we are very familiar with the 20 brands we specialize in. We offer a lifetime guarantee of authenticity on all our bags. So imagine why we have to be strict on that is because every item we sell, we have to tell you in 10 years, if you have proof that it is counterfeit, we will refund you. Wow. To touch on the purpose of why we want people to be part of this movement, where you don't have to buy counterfeits anymore, because counterfeits do not make you money. When you go try to resell a counterfeit, it's not like you can recoup unless you scam someone, and then it's illegal, and then you maybe go to jail. On our social medias, we always call out scammers. We talk about what to be aware of when it comes to counterfeits.
So obviously there's the dupe market, and bags are running hundreds of thousands that you carry sometimes. That can attract a lot of people to maybe want to come in and break in. So this is a very dangerous business.
It is.
How do you protect yourself in those scenarios, like as you being a reseller like this?
I think this is tips that I want to protect anyone who has even designer collection. A lot of people get robbed, and you don't hear those stories because it's hard to catch them. So what we do is, of course, we have the 24/7 security in a Class A building. We also have cameras, we have the alarm systems. You always want to call your alarm system. You don't need the 60 seconds before it triggers. You know how it gives you the beep, beep, beep. If you know your code, you don't need 60 seconds, you need 10 seconds only, okay? Then what you also want to do is you want to put decoy bags. Decoy bags are, let's say you have marked bags so that you could possibly find it later. And I'm not going to go into too much detail of what decoy bags are.
Secret sauce.
Yeah, secret sauce. And then we also have GPS tracked bags. So don't do the air tags, because the air tags notifies
the person that's stealing your stuff. Hey, there's an air tag here.
You don't want that. You pay the subscription. It's like normally $20 a month for an active satellite subscription, so that you can actively track that GPS tracker, making sure you make it hard for them to penetrate through, but then make it hard for them to get away even after.
And that's what happened recently. They caught those guys.
Yeah, I can't believe it made national news. It's because it was a huge heist. They caught them. They resisted to be. They didn't want to surrender. It was a 2.5 to 3 hour chase in this building.
It's a big building, guys. This is a huge building.
It is.
There's some Grand Theft Auto stuff. We're gonna play the clip for you guys to see it here, but they literally scaled this building and broke in.
I don't know what type of drug they were on, but the police did say they were very high. No wonder they could do the things that they were trying to do, but then they got caught at the end. Was it really worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where it's securely
It seems like there's a bunch of sensors, like they're just tracking us right now.
Yeah, lasers come on at night,
Really?
And arms get decapitated if you trigger it. No, I'm just
some
kidding.
Tom Cruise stuff in here.
Yeah, we just came out of a Christmas season, so a lot of bags already sold. Normally this would be really, really full.
You're pretty sharp, and you didn't go to college. You didn't go to university. A lot of people out there might be deciding, should I go to college, stay in school, start my own brand? How did you get so smart in business?
I wouldn't say I'm even smart in business because I'm still learning and making the mistakes as I go. I'm creating my own blueprint right now. I read a lot of books, so whatever I want to learn at the time, I either look it up on YouTube, I read a book about it, or now with TikTok, you could learn so much with people selling courses. And I know there's a lot of people who think courses are a scam, and I get laughed at sometimes, and my friends are like, why did you pay $1,000 to learn that? And I was like, because it added value. And I'm like, how dare you paid $60,000 to go to college for 4 years. I started making my first dollar after I paid this course. I dropped out of school because I don't know why it did not interest me enough. There are so many things that I could spend my time allocated to learning that is relevant to me, and that's just what I focus on.
Tell us a little bit about what you see the future of this market being and where Lux Du Jour is. Like, what's your goal and vision?
I think what we're doing is really great because we're helping circular fashion and doing something that's sustainable. It's all the bags that are currently in the world. It's how do we cycle them throughout everyone, right? So our business model is you could shop, you could sell, you could rent, or you could restore. Everything touches one of the reuse, reduce, recycle. But I think the bigger vision is then finding out people monetize from it. Doing something good for the environment and for the future of luxury fashion, and then also making it affordable, accessible, but then profitable is mind-blowing. I really want to teach more of my clients on how to monetize in reselling and flipping designer bags. I tested it with some of my friends. My friends were like, show me which bags I should buy. And I was giving personal advice because they're my friends. And I was like, buy this bag. And they all made $2,000 off of each Hermes bag they bought. Not everyone wants to start a luxury resale company, but what's stopping them from starting a side hustle that makes them money and being able to wear a designer bag and enjoy it because people love it, but knowing that it could be your side business and monetize from it? How do I do that? Because that's what I really enjoyed back in my days before I had all the stress of running this company. Now I'm like, I don't even have time to enjoy wearing these designer bags. I carry my key pouch around, I carry my laptop around. I don't even carry my Birkins around anymore. But how do I do that for people?
This one is a Hermes Burgundy, Epson Birkin.
Yes.
Okay. See, I know my styles.
No, the tag is right there, guys, behind there.
And actually, before we wrap up, I want to touch on your marketing. So one of the things I really love about what you guys do on Instagram is how personal you are on the page. And a lot of founders of brands or businesses kind of struggle to get in front of that camera and just put themselves out there in order to represent their business. Did you have problems at the beginning to putting yourself out, and how did you overcome that?
Yes, for 5 years it was a faceless brand. And at the time, Reels were not really a thing. Videos was not really a thing on Instagram. When I saw how many clients really got to know me on a personal level, just behind the phone, behind the DMs, and I think I was like, I want to meet these people and I want to put a face to it for them, just so that they know who they're supporting and who is behind the brand.
So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this incredible interview. Tammy, where can they find you?
You can find us on ldj.com or follow us on Instagram or TikTok at Lux Du Jour on Instagram and Shop Lux Du Jour on TikTok.
Guys, make sure you guys check out their channels. They're offering some incredible opportunities in this coming year for people that are looking to either step into the luxury handbag game and resell it, or just if you have some inventory that you want to sell, they're always looking to buy. So make sure you check out their Instagram and socials as well as their websites, and subscribe here for more.